Hello, everybody.
Hi.
What an exciting night.
Welcome to High Shelf Collective, you guys. Um, how's everybody doing? Are y'all doing good? Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay. Symbols from all the cast? Okay, I think everybody's good. Hi, welcome. We're so excited to have you. This is Beacon's Royal Flush. This is a wonderful mini series based off of the regular Beacons of Farlight uh, series, same world, still run by JT. Where are you, JT? You're over there. Still run by JT and playing Beacon RPG. So yeah, woo! We're doing another story.
Yeah.
Super excited. Some of us have never played before, some of us have played before, but we're all playing new characters, so this is going to be really fun. Before we get into that, I am going to tell you what's happening here on High Shelf. So someone's looking at me over there. Um, what? Oh, thought I was being told something. Okay, anyway, I'm going to talk about the calendar. So, guys, July is crazy on this channel, which is a great thing. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We have this every other Wednesday at this time. You're here, you're watching it, mark it on your calendars. Tomorrow, we have the last caravan, not to be confused with the lost caravan. It's the last caravan. They go places, but there's aliens and cars. I've been told aliens and cars. But it's pretty exciting. There's a lot of drama that happens there. Then we have some one shots that are going around this month. I know we have a few that are pre-recording next week, and they should drop at the end or the beginning of the week after. So pay attention to our social media for when exactly they will pop up live for those. Um, and then we have, oh man, we have like nothing. I said we had a lot of stuff, and then we have like nothing in the beginning of next week. But we'll have Last Caravan again, and then we have a new series of Sigil and Shadow run by Bobby from 2000 Tales that's starting next week, and that's really exciting. So that's next Friday. So yeah, keep an eye out for those one shots happening. I think the next ones are going to be Butter Princess and Omega, which is a Mass Effect hack off of Cyberpunk Red. So really cool shit. Yeah, and then Sigil and Shadow. So that's kind of what we got going. In the next week. Oh, I will say, I want to mention it because it's really cool. Yesterday, our Werewolf 5e Rage Across Dallas came back. Woo, super excited for that. That's an intense game. And that is every other Tuesday. So basically, when Beacon Bites happens on, oh, it's Beacon, sorry, Beacon's Royal Flash, not Beacon Bites. But when Beacons happens on Wednesday, Werewolf happens on Tuesday. So yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's all that we have. So I guess, JT, how do you want us to introduce ourselves?
We'll start with you, and then we'll go around clockwise. Is
What do
how we
you want
usually
us
do
to
it.
say? What do you want us
I
to
want
say who we're
you to
playing?
say your name and
Okay.
who you're playing and
Okay.
your primary job.
Primary job. Okay, cool. Sure, I'll start. Hi, I'm Blair, underscore Canadian Moose, if you didn't know. I am playing um, Gwen Sylvier. She is a paladin, but the Avenger variant of paladin. So yeah. Let's see. Next to me is this way is Kian. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_chiffon, uptight-chiffon, depending where you're hanging out. Tonight, I am playing Valentine, a break away from Akonis, my character in Beacons of Farlight. And Valentine is playing the arsenal job. So I am the actual trope of give me all of your weapons, and you just keep pulling weapons out of random pockets. It's one of my favorite tropes, so I'm excited to play that.
Yes.
That's me. I will pass it down to Harp.
Hi, I'm Harper. I'm on the internet as Harping Harp. I'm playing Mildred is her full name. She is a shadow dancer. Yeah, I'm gonna pass it over. Oh God, which that way to Alex.
This way. Hi, my name's Alex. I use they, them pronouns, and you can find me most places on the internet at that one dead pixel. And tonight I will be playing Unit C4953, otherwise known as Chance. And they are the Hexblade, or their job is Hexblade.
Hey y'all, my name is Matt. He, him pronouns. You can find me everywhere as improv and RPG. And this evening I'll be playing Jerry, but you can call me Chef. And my primary job is alchemist. And I will pass it on up to JT.
Hello. As always, I am JT, and I am the creator, runner, and god of this world. We are using, as always, the Beacon system by Pirate Gonzalez Games, and some of my players have taken to using the playtest material from their upcoming Reflection Prismaxia, including, but not limited to, a few new ancestries and a few job variants, plus a brand new job called the Drifter, as well as a boss that we got to use at the end of last season. I see no point in belaying the fate of many lives any further, so we will just go ahead and jump right in. Deep within a vast sea of reflections, we find a lone crystal, warped and broken in ways that should have never been possible. A galaxy within Daedalus's eye, containing a binary star system known by its inhabitants as Orpheus's Cradle, and in that star system a warped and wrong pale blue dot. Forsaken was a planet like no other. That is until 5 brave heroes dared to defy the powers that be and alter the course of its destiny forever. This is not about them. They are lost. They have been missing from Farlight for some time. Farlight, as we know, is our little valley town where most of Beacon's and its stories take place. It is a town constructed of many towns, many places that have been lost to time and refurbished to be new to the people here. Market stalls kicking all the way up and down the hill, stood over very generously by the Church of the Night Watch, a black looming castle that reminds everyone here just who the Sentinels, the town's law enforcement, works for, or worked for. You see, not too long ago, one of their leaders, Brother Blight, was declared killed in action by a statement from none other than Mother Grievance herself. She had not been seen in town for some time, and she has not been seen since. The Sentinels have not received orders in well over a week. And there is one organization that has taken notice of this. Farlight is host to many activities. Gladiatorial, sparring, scavenging as a profession. There's an entire observatory and library where you can go and study if you would like to. But a primary citizen's favored pastime would have to be taking their hard-earned wages and risking it all for the riches and fame seen won by those at the casino, the Farlight card room. Beset upon by one of the best restaurants in the city, it is run by none other than Orgo Baramot, notorious crime father, and, hopefully, if ambitions seek to fall his way, the leader of Farlight in the stead of the Order of the Night Watch. It is in this day we find 5 hopeful or ambitious or angry individuals. We zip across town. Harp, where do we find Millie at this very moment?
Millie is on top of a building, just staring daggers through a window that is just barely left open. She is a halfling woman dressed like pretty plainly, but also very in dark clothes, very nondescript, as she kind of lines up a throw. When whoever is in the window is not looking, she throws a dagger through the window and it nails into the wall. And she disappears from the rooftop into the room.
This person is all but momentarily distracted by the sudden noise and turns to look towards the dagger. They begin to move towards it.
Right as they are like approaching it, Millie pops up, just holding on to the dagger. With her hand, pulls it out of the wall. Oh, sorry about that.
They stagger back, bewildered at your entrance. Who are you? How did you get into my house?
Dagger. I don't have a great way to say this. You how do you want me to do this?
What?
Okay. And she is going to throw another dagger from her pocket into their chest. And as they kind of like stagger back, no, that's too messy. And is going to snap her fingers at them, and time is going to rewind her dagger back into her hand.
In an instant, there is a whistle, a thunk, a crack, and to an outside observer, noise for this would not necessarily be, but what does Millie hear when she rewinds time?
She hears momentarily completely nothing. As any of this happens. Okay, let's try this again. You need to fall backwards, okay?
Are you giving me notes? Who are you? What do you want?
I don't want to be nosy. I don't know what you did. I'm not going to make you say what you did. But somebody is I'm here to yeah, I just, I can make it. It'll be perfect. Don't worry. Really.
His face drops, and he takes another staggered step back. I told Octavio that I would have the money by now.
I don't know if it's about the money alone. I don't know. I just... Listen, I can either, you can tell me. I just asked you, how do you want this? I feel like that's very, kind of me. But whatever. If you're not going to do it, I'm just going to do it, okay? Or we can, work something out, but I don't have all day. I have other places to be. If you could be a little courteous to me.
No, let's work something out. What do you want to get out of my hair to leave me alone? I promise I'll get the money to them.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I need to work on my people skills or something because nobody gets what I'm saying, I guess. And she is going to do maybe 4 more dagger throws until she gets one that she likes. And leaves them there. And as They're kind of laying there, and she looks at them. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. And is going to take a little card out of her pocket and do some counting on her fingers. Write a 5 on it, and then put it into where the original dagger left a mark. One of these days will be like 1 or 0 or something. And is going to throw the dagger back out the window and disappear.
We pan away from that scene with Millie getting a message on one of her personal beepers for the Baramot family. You have been requested for a meeting with Orgo themselves. But we pan
Millie's
away.
beeping.
We pan away from that. We zip back across rooftops. Blair, where do we find Gwyn? And how do we find Gwyn?
I mean, I was kind of going to ask you the same thing because I think Gwen is wherever she's supposed to be and
Okay.
needed to be.
We find ourselves behind Dr. Trinket's Stuff and Things, a small market stall of knickknacks and what most discerning eyes would call worthless junk in this day and age. You are standing behind the left hand of the Baramot family, Octavio. They are a hobbit, a very stout, short rabbit man. They are standing in front of the Mr. Trinket, and you are statuesque behind them. They're attempting to strike some sort of deal. The scavs have brought to Mr. Trinket some various parts and components of machines that you know that for personal reasons or otherwise the Baramot family is interested in. And it is starting to get pretty heated. You see Mr. Trinket does reach out to push Octavio.
If he, you said Mr. Trinket, correct?
Yes.
If he goes to push Octavio, I think he gets pushed back before he can even get within his airspace.
I'm going to ask you a very important question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you holding back when you push him?
How long has it been heated for? Like, has it been a few minutes? Did it just get there?
It's been a pretty slow boil up to this point. It is very clear that Octavio has cards that they're not playing yet. But Mr. Trinket is starting to get desperate.
Okay. I think it's a decent push. Like, it's a decent, like, basic, like, to me, whenever the movement that I do looks effortless, but Mr. Trinket goes back further than like anyone would like. It looks like I should have exerted more effort than I did. And so maybe whereas one like with that amount of effort might just kind of rock back, he stumbles back and like really has to focus to catch himself.
We'll even say there's a scrape of heel and dusty concrete as his foot falls from under him, and there is just I won't say heavy thud. Mr. Trinket is not a big man, but there is a thud of some kind as he stumbles to the ground. Octavio gives you just a sly smile, nods to you, and approaches Mr. Trinket with a small manila envelope, unceremoniously tosses it onto his chest. Why don't you take a look at those photos, and then you can come back to me when you're ready to I don't want to say sell because we're not paying you anymore, but when you're ready to turn over the stuff that we want. And Octavio will sort of give a little kick and a jump and begins to walk away. There is a snap to dictate to you that you should follow him out.
I think as Gwen turns to follow, there's a very like anime moment where she's turned away but kind of has like the like if the eyes would be dark in the anime and she just kind of like does like a half turn um and just kind of like loud enough for him to hear would say, "Step to Octavio again and you'll get worse than that," and then just walk off.
You leave behind a blubbering, whimpering mess of a man. Someone not cut out to be making backstall deals with the Baramot family, but they always do try, don't they? You see that Octavio gets a little beep on his communication device. They turn to you. Orgo wants to see you for a very important meeting. 15 minutes, don't be late.
Never am. And then she'll did he say where I'm supposed to go?
His office.
Oh. Sorry, that part was more Blair out of character.
His office.
Okay. Then yeah, she'll just head that way and won't ask any questions about it.
Right. We pan away from Gwen. We zip back across town, I think into the casino this time, but not directly onto the floor. There is, of course, a beautiful, lovely establishment, a restaurant off the casino. It has a street entrance and a casino entrance, but I will go ahead and turn that over to Jerry to describe both how you look and what you're up to.
All right. So Jerry is in the restroom right now. He's kind of straightening his black chef coat. It's got 2 rows of buttons. He's straightening his black chef hat, splashing a little bit of water on his face and staring himself in the eyes. This is kind of what he does every time before service, before things get intense. And these are those moments where when the nerves start welling up, he thinks back to the path that brought him here. Everything that he failed at before he got here. Like, for instance, as a part of the family, there were ideas floating around of maybe he could be an enforcer. And the problem is that he tried that. And then at some point, the person who we're trying to shake down, Jerry starts to get convinced by them, where he's like, it is a little unreasonable for us to come by when they're super busy. I don't know. And it's like, you have to be on a united front if you're trying to get a little squeeze. And then he thinks, maybe I could be a mole. And he goes into like law enforcement, but he gets so nervous that they give him a polygraph and he gives up everything he ever did. They thankfully they stop before his involvement with the family, but I mean he's blurting out things like, I'm so sorry, I cheated on a spelling test. I didn't know how to spell goes. Where the hell did that E come from? And then like he thinks maybe I could mix some stuff. I could cook. But the problem was that he started making it and he started being able to follow the directions, but he got too caught up in the flavors of it, where he's like, what would get people really, really, really on board with this is if it tasted amazing. And the problem is that he was able to do it, but he completely screwed up the margins, where if you're making a sale and you're losing money every time, it's not working out. But he thinks back to all those, and then eventually, because he nailed the flavors, well, he started working. He started managing. They thought that maybe he could be pawned off onto managing the front, because we don't need the front to succeed. We don't need that to go well, because it's a fake business, right? But because of his knowledge of the flavors, he started cooking, he started managing things, and he started being able to bring in more customers until eventually it became a pretty hoppin' place. And of course, the name of the family front is the Outback, not Outback, but the Outback. And as he thinks about this, again, pushing away the nerves, he leaves the restroom and he enters the back, the kitchen. He stands at the podium where he's ready to expedite, and he looks at everyone and says, "Let's rock and roll."
It is harmonious and, dare I say, magical when your kitchen gets in order. Once you're out there and you're running the show, it is like a very well-oiled machine. It would almost be satisfying to watch. But there is the matter of it being a front as well. And your sous chef tries to be very punctual about letting you know when Kiki, the right hand of Orgo, has arrived with some money that needs to be sort of washed through the registers and returned as change and laundered through the restaurant. But it's maybe about 20 minutes into the night, into the shift, before your sous chef approaches and tugs on your sleeve. Sorry to bother you in the middle of a rush, sir, but Kiki is here in the back with a case of the most recent collections, and we need to get that put through tonight.
Heard. Can you take over, Samantha?
Of course. And Samantha, quick as ever, takes your position and starts barking orders, making food, almost robotic. She is practically a carbon copy of you.
And Jerry will, after just looking back, and it's not a checking in to make sure she's good, because he knows she's good. It's a look of pride. It's just one of those things where it's like, she is magic, and I'm glad she's on my side, before he leaves the back.
So you walk from the back of house to the back of house, where there are a few of the Baramot family members gambling away on a game of poker with some cards that they stole from the card room next door. Kiki is, of course, sitting and watching, smoking a cigarette, freshly rolled. She's an elf, of course. Very sharp ears, very long, soft, silky white hair. And she sees you coming. She puts the cigarette out on the couch on the sofa, and sort of just tosses it to one of the underlings playing poker. Get rid of this for me. She turns to you with a briefcase as well as an envelope with a wax seal over it. Jerry, how much do you trust your sous chef?
With my life.
Okay, that's... For a front, I think that would probably be a bit serious. Okay,
I take
cool.
all of this seriously.
I'm sure you do, sweetheart. Listen, she needs to run the show tonight. This envelope comes from the big man upstairs himself. So she's going to have to launder the money while you get a meeting with the big guy.
Great. Thanks, Kiki.
Yeah, of course. It's been a pleasure watching you turn this hellhole into, I won't say finest cuisine, but cuisine on this side of the market street.
Hey, what else was I gonna do?
That is an excellent question, and one we are still trying to find the answer to for when this eventually tanks. But good luck with your
And-
meeting upstairs.
There's just a micro expression of like, oh, I'll show you when Kiki mentions this place tanking. But then the smile returns, and Jerry just nods and heads to the big man.
We're going to pan away from that. We're going to move out to the casino floor. Where do we find our good friend Chance? What do you look like?
Yeah, so as we pan onto the casino floor, we zoom in on someone taking a seat in front of a roulette machine, and they look at the clock, and it's like 10 seconds before the top of the hour, and they just go ahead and like put their money in, and take a while to like make their decision about like, you know, what good luck charms they're going to use or anything like that. And as soon as they go to like pull the big lever, the second hand like hits the top of the hour, and you just see this roulette machine like fold out of itself into this humanoid shape, even though it still has like elements of the roulette machine built into it. So very much like a old bronzed. The lever is the arm. The dials are still on his chest, and Chance just looks around at everyone and goes, "My shift is over," and starts to walk away.
There are voices of bemoanment from the various people who were hoping to get a spin on you, especially the guy who's already put his money in. Is sort of shouting after you as you depart. Do you heed any complaints?
So Chance is going to stop, kind of look back over their shoulder, and say, "You're right. You did pay to play a game," and is going to like turn around and hand out the coin again and say, "You can take this back."
It clams right up. He was expecting a fight, but he does take his money back and sort of nods. Thank you. I've never met a casino machine with working hours before.
And with that, you're going to see Chance just nod and say, "Well, we all have working hours here. Every one of these machines has working hours, and they will stop at the appointed time. We fought very hard to get those hours." And with that, they're going to like just pull down the bronze arm, and out comes like a very sharp version of the out of order sign, and goes, "Or we will have problems."
The guy puts his hands up and just sort of backs away. I didn't mean any offense. I was just your curiosity is all. I'm gonna go. Please don't hurt me.
That sounds like a good idea. Please visit the gift shop and our restaurant on the way out. And is just going to turn around and start walking off.
You head for the door to leave for the day, and one of the security guys stops you, and also presses an envelope into your hands.
Gonna
That's
just look at it and look at them. What is this?
it's an invitation from the boss. He wants to see you upstairs as soon as possible.
And the closest thing that a robot can do to sigh, Chance is going to sigh and say, "Okay," and turn around, and under their breath as they're walking towards the steps to go up, just be like, I am not clocking out until I walk out those doors.
And we pan away from a working machine still on the clock. And we move away from the Farlight card room. Kian, where do we find Valentine? And also, what does Valentine look like, and what are they doing?
Valentine is an elemental, and so they are made up of the element that they are. But it's very, very hard to personify space and to make space and stars a humanoid creature. And so Valentine has done their best, and if you look closely, there's just kind of like a glimmer to their skin, reflecting the stars. But if you look even closer than that, you can tell that it looks as though space, like you could walk through them and go into space, because they truly do embody everything about the stars. Valentine is in a warehouse, and they are standing outside of a room with a single light bulb over them, looking down at a tray of surgical items and surgical tools. And they have a pair of gloves on, and they're looking at all of the tools, and then they'll take those gloves off and put on a brand new pair of gloves. Inside the room, you can tell that somebody is having a very not good day.
Absolutely. Without going too graphically into detail, there will be a knock at your door.
Takes off those gloves, puts on another set of gloves. We'll walk over, open the door just a bit, crack it open, and lean through. Can I help you?
You see a dragonborn, red scales and a coiffed toupee, in a suit with a clipboard. This is your accountant, the accountant of the Baramot family, who keeps track of debts and debts owed. Their name is Crucio. Not too different from the Harry Potter spell, but instead Latin for crucifixion. They have a pair of little reader's glasses on, and he looks up to you. Are you done in there? We have a few more appointments on their way.
There's a very timely noise of discomfort, and Valentine kind of jerks and looks back. Oh, I forgot somebody was in there. I suppose they can be done. They're probably done cooking at this point. So yes, we can have them removed and send the next one in.
Did you get the information out of them?
I'm sure that they're ready to start talking now.
Okay, put them in the relaxation room so I can talk to them.
Don't you have people who can do that? I don't want to put hands on them after. They tend to scream when I walk in the room.
Why are you in this profession?
Are you sure you want to know the answer to that?
I'm sure it's because you find it very fun and entertaining and not at all gross.
It's possible to enjoy the activity without the germs. I don't like the germs. This can be a very unsanitary profession to be in. But it's quite rewarding, quite fulfilling, so.
I keep telling my staff as I will never understand you. I will send one of them in to escort our friend to the relaxation chamber.
Send two. Walking is no longer an option for this person.
You see, he looks down at his clipboard, he marks something onto this person's file, and then looks back up at you. By the way, your beep has been going off for some 10 minutes. It's annoying.
Turns around, tries to find it. Everything is very meticulous in this space, except for a pile of things that very clearly Valentine wanted nothing to do with. Walks over, begins rifling through, grabs the beeper, starts pushing random buttons to turn it off and silence it, drops it back into the pile, takes off the gloves, puts on a new set of gloves. There, quiet now. Can we bring in the next one?
I would read that message. That is Orgo's tone.
I just changed my gloves.
We will get you new gloves. It is not as though it's an expense for us. We'll borrow some from Jerry if we have to.
Just make sure everything kind of comes out coated in the oil that they use. I don't want
They will
that.
be non-powdered gloves from this storage closet.
Thank you. I'll walk back over, pick up the beeper.
Yeah. Orgo is requesting your presence at their office.
Tosses it back down as they're taking off the gloves. I guess the next one will have to wait.
That's all right. I think your fill-in is about ready to be trained. I will have a separate room prepared for them, so your room remains as sterile as you like it.
Thank you. Please don't let them disappoint me this time.
This one seems to be just as sick as you were when we found you.
Wonderful. That is what I like to hear. Let me grab my things, and packs everything up into sort of a classic doctor's bag. Folds everything very neatly, places it inside. The beeper goes in last on the top before they snap the bag closed, and we'll head out the door.
Outstanding. We pan away from a very gruesome scene, and we cut to the top of the Farlight card room. It is a casino, which means, of course, it also has a hotel on top. And at the very tippy top are the offices in Orgo's penthouse office. Very lavish. Maybe the nicest place in Farlight. They took great pains using the refurbished outpost walls and doors and sort of redecorating to make it more luxurious for paying customers if need be. But also, Orgo has the money. Why not make a nice, accessible place to be? There are no stairs in the card room. It is just a series of elevators. And the penthouse has a little waiting room right outside where, Valentine, you come up the elevator last and you see your 4 coworkers, we'll say, sitting outside Orgo's office as well.
Didn't realize this would be a party. There are so many of us.
Yes, we are all up here. It's so crazy. I didn't expect to see everybody today. Or I don't know. It's not everybody, but it's a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while.
Hello, Millie.
Hello.
Can let everybody else get a word in edgewise if you don't mind.
Of course.
Yeah, Valentine doesn't like to be kept waiting, so I'm gonna go to the door.
What do? Do you knock on it?
No, I open the door.
The door is locked. You turn the handle, and you hear a click as the handle stops.
Millie, do you want to see if Orgo is ready to let us in?
Yeah, okay, sure. I was actually just okay. Never mind. I'll say it later. And she's going to walk up to the door, examine the handle for a little bit, look at kind of like the mechanism, and then go, Orgo, Mr. B.
You get maybe 2 of those words out before all of your ears start ringing. Right through the door, you hear a gunshot. And then a sequence of shuffling, thunking, and a click as the door unlocks, and then one of the cleaners opens the door. You can see behind the cleaner as the door swings open 2 men dragging a body away, a citizen none of you recognize. Orgo is cleaning the barrel of a gun and sitting at the head of a conference table. They sort of swivel their wheelchair around to meet you as they're cleaning the gun. Orgo is a very well-kept man, a human with salt and pepper hair, octagonal glasses, and no other hair to speak of. They have a red and purple and gold suit that they wear that is sort of the color scheme of the casino itself. Their gun is a bronze and gold color, and they are sort of polishing off gunpowder. The room is very clean, like almost Valentine sterile, as the cleaners move the body to this little garbage chute in the wall, dump it down, and then get to mopping up the blood spatter from the gunshot. They turn to look at you. They gesture for all of you to come in and sit down.
Millie kind of hops over the blood as she is not like phased by this at all. Just like really happy to see Mr. B again.
Valentine walks in but stands toward the back of the room, hands to themselves, trying not to touch anything except for the floor underneath their shoes.
I'll wait.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that Chance walks in and stands behind the chairs where Millie's gone over to, and just stands there and goes, "I've been sitting all day."
I mean, Jerry will go over to those chairs and have a seat and just kind of lounge back a little bit. Just eager to see what's up.
I think Gwen's gonna be last. Also, I didn't describe Gwen. Can I describe Gwen now? Is
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
So the Gwen never touched the door, was always waiting for it to be opened, and when all that was happening, kind of had like a rolling of her eyes for the impatience that was happening from the others. But basically, she is a 6'3", very like just large elven woman who is dressed in this like I already told y'all this, so I'm going to say it again. Dressed in this solid white kind of like pantsuit with very like big sleeves that come I think they're going to come like close to the ankle in the pants, but then has like a bit of like armor adornments, so like an armor like corset thing, the little shoulder pieces, and like a half cape that comes off the side, and then these awesome like armored heels, chunky heels. I think while she was sitting on the outside, she had her huge, I'm still gonna call it my fuck off sword, that is about as tall as she is, and had like a sharpening stone, and literally was sat like very just like not giving a fuck, like man spreading, just sharpening that sword. Like she looks very like clean and put together, but the action was just like just very opposite of that. So after everybody else files in, she's gonna sheath it and keep it on her back with her large photon axe that she has, and then um, in just kind of like the silence of everybody going into the room, you just hear the very loud like click, click, click of her heels, like as she walks in, and she's going to probably like she's done before, close the door behind her. Um, she also has very long white hair with a like a armor half mask on, and is just going to stand there like posted up, kind of with her arms folded. I think she thinks she's more supposed to be there. If she doesn't know what this meeting's about, then she would think she's there to make sure nothing goes wrong.
Millie is going to look back at her and pat the chair next to her. as if motioning for Gwyn to sit down next to her.
Oh, Gwen's just gonna stare at you and do like the slowest, just like opposite tilt of her head, and then go back to looking at the boss.
Orgo is looking at all of you expectantly before picking up the pistol again, and then with a quick hand flourish, the gun disappears, and they reach into their coat and pull out a deck of cards. They turn to Millie, who they know to be the most willing to buy into certain things. They fan the cards out for you. Pick a card.
Which one?
Any card you want.
Okay. And just picks one.
They go, okay. Memorize your cards. Don't show it to me. Show it to everybody else.
Do you guys want to see this?
Yeah.
He's gonna be like showing it to behind her and also everywhere. Okay, they know.
Now put the card back in the deck.
Okay.
You do that. They sort of bend the cards till they all fan up and out, and the cards sort of scatter across the table. And then they do another hand flourish, and their gun appears in their hand, and they point it at you.
I'm gonna say this is a hostile work environment, sir.
Is this why we're here?
Relax. Entertain me.
You can
Humor
just-
me. It's
I
part of
can-
the trick. I promise. You're not going to die here. I wouldn't bring 4 witnesses in to watch.
Okay. Millie's just standing there then.
Just pure moments of silence as you hear click, click, click as the hammer cocks back, and then a single click of a trigger, and nothing happens. Now, Millie,
Yeah?
check your blade sheath.
No, you didn't.
You pull the knife out, and folded over the blade is your card.
Guys, look at this. This is even my teleporting dagger. This is the one that I use all the time.
Were you in on it, Millie?
No. You can take my word up and down. Really.
Okay. All right.
No, of course, no. I would never pre-buy an audience member. Okay, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
Aw.
Tater is the cleaner.
Everyone.
Tater is the cleaner in this.
Tater
scene.
is the cleaner to my crime lord.
Oh my god! If Tater wins, we need to like redo this. Tater needs to be the crime lord.
We'll say Orgo does have a cat somewhere. It is not in this room, for Valentine's sake. Orgo once again flourishes. The gun disappears. I, of course, didn't call 5 of you here for party tricks. Tell me, what do you guys think of the recent absence of the Night Watch in our fair streets?
It has made my job significantly easier, I will say.
Truly, business is booming. I've seen approximately an 8% increase in lives destroyed on the floor.
It doesn't really change very much for me, but like it's fine, I guess. I don't know.
Buddy. Okay. I love my cat.
Tater said, "Make me the crime boss."
Yeah.
You coward.
You're just gonna knock over everything until crime boss status is achieved.
Oh my gosh.
Jerry, Gwyn, thoughts?
Food is food. People need to eat.
I guess there's been more action.
There has been more action, hasn't there? Well, what if I told you that you're all wrong? The correct answer is that this is very bad for us.
Explain.
There is a fundamental fact about what we do that makes us bad for governance. You understand. We're quite the unsavory type. And if we were to be the sole power in Farlight right now, which we are, well then, people would have but no choice than to shop with us, to loan from us. But that's not good. It doesn't breed competition and innovation. It doesn't drive us to be better, does it? No, of course not. But that's what I want. I want people to be willing to stand up against crime. Because without law, without order, people destroy themselves. And if people are going to destroy themselves, then we are going to lose a lot of customers really fast. And then our business, our enterprise will be over. You understand? An 8% uptick in people destroying their lives is bad. They need to believe they can get out of it, that there's something watching over them, so that we can continue to operate as we do and hold the power that we have. It's a symbiotic system. And right now we are powerless. The government has withdrawn and the Sentinels don't know their ass from their thumb.
So I'm guessing you want to do something about this.
Yeah, who are we gonna kill? I've never done it with like this many people before.
Okay.
We're not killing anyone. Well, you'll probably kill a few people to accomplish what I'm going to ask you to do. Listen, I'm going to take over. I'm going to become the very law that I seek to disobey. I'm going to take control of the Arc Sentinels because I am a force of confidence and power and certainty, and most of them are on our payroll anyway. I'm going to become the leader that Farlight needs me to be. And the rest of you are my chosen possible successors. You're the 5 people I have seen that most understand hard work in a system like this. You know what it means to get your hands dirty. I'll have you notice I killed that man for a reason. He defied me. That's bad and wrong, and nobody should do it, so I killed him. I set a precedent. And I think the 5 of you are the most willing to set that precedent.
I accept these terms.
I always knew you would.
But if everyone else would like to not, that is completely acceptable. I do know how you all enjoy your jobs.
Oh, no. You mistake me. Only one of you gets this job. We have a rival gang, I'm sure you're all aware, and in their possession is something highly valuable to me. Something I would like to have as the leader of Farlight. All I'm tasking you with right now is retrieving it, and whoever brings it back to me Well, I feel I've been pretty clear on what the prize is.
Do we get to know what this item is?
Yes, of course, but I need to know that you're accepting the job before I let you in on it. Otherwise, you'll have to leave.
Through the door, down the chute.
Through the door. You think I'd bring my 5 most valued employees up here to kill them?
I'm sorry,
Oh.
you said 5?
I count 5.
I'm in.
That's my girl.
I'm intrigued enough. I'll join.
Can I see that deck of cards?
They produce the deck of cards. They slide it across the table to you.
Great. If you don't mind, JT,
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to use one of my abilities right now.
Sure.
I have something known as Copycat, and what I would like to do is to copy the exact same trick that Orgo did. From the shuffling of the cards, perhaps instead of a gun, I've got just like a little chef's knife that I'll pull
Mhm.
out. But in essence, I'm trying to show that we're on the same page here. We're simpatico, and in a way, trying to show how far Jerry has come since then, since failing him so many times before.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Copycat is you can spend a mana point and then you don't have to roll. You just get to replicate the ability. I won't make you spend a mana point for this because you're probably going to need it for combat. But
Okay.
you do perform the trick flawlessly, and Orgo sort of gives you a nod of respect. I'll take
Millie
that to
is-
mean that you're in.
Yeah, I'm in.
Millie is still bewildered from the card trick, equally as bewildered as she was the first time.
Jerry's gonna lean into Millie and say, "I'll tell you how to do it later if you want."
Will you really?
Yeah.
I'm in.
Alliance.
Oh, sure. I don't care. And she's going to shake his hand.
Let's go.
Excellent. Since you're all in, you're looking for a tome pulled from one of the outposts. It is an old hard drive with arithmancy on it. Said to be a very ancient kind of magic, said to still work. Not like the way magic works now, all fucked up and weird and unpredictable, but quite formulaic. Thanks, chat.
Tomes in the chat. Tomes in the chat. Tomes in the chat.
Yeah.
Tomehead.
Still working
Tomehead!
on Tomehead
Tomehead.
merch. This is very potent magic, and it will be very useful for me in my endeavor to make sure Farlight maintains some sense of order so that crime may prosper.
Something of the rust colors, then.
Everything is of the rust colors, my friend.
Yes, but something that was important to them. Not the rubbish that scavengers find.
The scavengers find a fair share of rubbish and valuable things. How do
And
you
this
think this
was-
tome got here?
A valuable thing. That is all I wanted to know. Which family has this?
We really don't need to get into names. We do. I don't like their name very much. It's quite bland. Very immemorable. The family name is Smith.
Do we know that name?
You know,
as it is.
you know, it's a rival gang. They're not so problematic to you guys that you would need to know who they are, but you have heard their name because they have tried to stand up to Orgo before. It has never worked.
Did you say Smith, JT? Like Smith?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
What was-
There's a gnat in here, and it's annoying. It's so tiny, y'all can't see it, but it's annoying the shit out of me.
I thought this was a Smith hand gesture.
And, you know, like Smith
Part of me was like, wait, Smith or Smith?
or Smith. Smith or Smith.
Oh, are they the ones that, what was it, 3 weeks ago you had the hit out on?
I can't remember if that person was a part of their gang or not.
Well, regardless, they said something about them one of the times, you know? They were like, oh, you'll pay for this, you know?
That might be useful for you. Right. Well, I see absolutely no reason for you to continue to be here. You have a tome to find. You're all exempt from duties while this is ongoing, by the way. Handle this however you want. Feel free to kill each other, but if you do and you don't find the tome and you're still alive at the end of all this, I will kill you myself.
That seems reasonable.
Does it?
Super.
You did agree to the terms.
All right.
I think at the mention of you can kill each other, there's just a very like slow pan of Gwen's head just like looking at everyone in the room. You can't really see who she's looking at because she has an eye mask on, but she is looking and turning her head.
Valentine is already looking in Gwen's direction whenever she turns. Well, if there's nothing else, then I expect that I will have enough gloves to do whatever is required for this.
I'm sure there's some left downstairs in Jerry's supply closet.
Not Jerry's.
Yeah, you can have mine. I
No,
got
Jerry.
plenty.
Thank
Here we
you.
go.
It makes no
Non-powdered.
difference to me where you get the gloves. There's
It
probably
makes
some somewhere.
all the difference. Non-powdered, not from the kitchen.
A good mob leader would be able to find their own gloves, friend.
Good mob leader wouldn't have to.
Oh.
Well, then it's a good thing that you're not a mob leader yet.
I can help you find some. Do you want me to help you find some? I can totally do that.
That would be very helpful, Millie. Thank you.
Yay, okay.
And just over their shoulder, Chance is going to say, I'll help you expense it later.
Helpful as always, Chance. Well then. And Valentine is going to pull out the beeper out of their bag and is going to aggressively start to push it for the accountant because they're mad. And every time it stops beeping, they're just going to start it over again because they're pissed off that they got pulled away for this.
Yeah, you get a few beeps back that are just like, what? What do you want?
No answers, and then gloves, and then no answers. Just continues to beep.
You can't see them right now, but he does roll his eyes, and you can certainly feel it.
And then I will gather my bag and I will walk out of the room.
Whoa, hey, are we not? Millie looks around at everybody. Are we not going together?
Why would we go together?
I don't know. Do you really think you can do it alone?
Yes.
Really? Okay, I guess you are the platinum lady. So I guess I shouldn't doubt you.
Can we decide this outside, Millie?
Yeah, sure. Emily's gonna walk outside.
Yeah, Gwen's walking outside too.
Yep. Chance is also following everybody outside.
Yeah, this is Jerry.
Once you guys step out of Orgo's little conference room, the doors close and click behind you. And you guys make your way down to the, mostly just the front of the casino.
Okay, so elephant in the room.
I think unless stopped, Gwen is gonna keep walking.
Millie's gonna stop Gwen for sure.
How?
Platinum lady, Gwen, and I'm gonna try and get in front of her. Is like I need to say like 4 feet tall compared to Gwen's however tall.
She's gonna try a few times to do the just slightly move and
Hey.
get out of the way, and it's not working, and then just look down at you and go, "What?"
Are you really going alone?
Why wouldn't I?
I don't know. You think this thing isn't gonna be pretty heavily guarded or pretty dangerous to get to?
And if it is?
I don't know. I just think it's interesting that you think you can do it without me.
Especially without you.
Really? Do I have to remind you what happened, 2.5 years ago now? That's so crazy. I thought you'd never forget. You were so mad. Oh my god. That's fine. We can, I'll talk to the others. You, good luck. Good luck out there, champ. You got this. Really.
Are you still in front of her, or?
No, she's gonna start walking away.
I think there will be the slowest, if there was a force, there's an invisible force there as she turns around. She's trying to stop herself from turning around, but does a slow turn, and then we'll have just the heaviest stomps back, and we'll just stand there and not even be looking at anybody, just looking up, and has this just vibe of fine.
Wow. All 5 of us?
You're going to see Chance is still looking around the room of the floor of the casino. And while they're still looking, they're going to say out loud, I think Millie has a point. I feel or the odds are ever more in our favor if we all go together. If we all bring different things to the team, it would make the job of finding it much more, efficient, if you would. And Millie, just so you know, there are no elephants in this room.
That's a good point.
Looked.
It's a figure of speech, but I guess you're pretty right. Yeah, sorry, I've been talking a lot. Does anybody else want to say something? Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I agree. I think we should work together. Even if the overall job, there can only be one of us. I'd rather it be one of us than if we split off and it were none of us.
Totally. And after it's gotten, we can do the whole stabbing, fighting thing, whatever.
Jerry, this family, do any of them ever come in to the restaurant?
JT, do any of them come into the restaurant?
You know what? I feel like we haven't done enough rolling.
Oh, let's go.
So why don't you go ahead and make me a gather information roll?
Gather
You're looking
information.
for a 10 to 19, at least. If you crit, you can ask me a follow-up question.
All right. I'll give it a shot. 12.
A 12 is between 10 and 19. Yes, the Smith family does oft come into the restaurant. They are almost all of them, heavy gamblers. And they are also very rowdy. You've had to remove them from the restaurant multiple times for destruction of property, disturbing the peace, generally just dragging the vibe of the restaurant from like a dinner establishment to a diner.
Okay. Yeah, they come in a lot. They're the worst, but money's money. So sometimes I hope that they'll be better, and they keep proving me wrong.
Jerry, I
Hey.
didn't know you had the capacity to dislike anybody.
I dislike a lot of people, but customer service, right?
Jerry, if you ever need, one or two people taken care of, I can give you a deal. Really, you're so
Yeah?
nice to me all the time. Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be down. I've got a
Really?
list. Look, there are certain customers that sometimes they ask for certain substitutions and it just doesn't make sense. It's not an allergy thing. It's not anything like that. They just want something that clashes. I don't know why. It just screws me up. So, Millie, I'll take you up on that.
Yes, please. Especially, if you win, I'll, good word.
But if the Smith family does come in often, would I be able to check like perhaps records, perhaps like maybe a phone number that they might have called in from to get a reservation?
I will say that no phone numbers. They didn't ever call in for a reservation. They're not
Okay.
exactly that kind of people, but
Mhm.
they have had food delivered from your restaurant before to a warehouse in the Upper District. It is the only piece of property that they own, and it is quite far out of your delivery radius. But the guy who orders, pretty good tipper.
Okay. All right. So I think I know where we can find them. I've got a favor to ask y'all. So there's a guy by the name of Harry, and he's kind of cool. He might be the only cool one. So if there's any chance, if we could keep him off the list, that'd be great.
Off the list of killing, off of speaking to.
Yeah, the kill list. We'll keep him off that list.
But we
can
can
talk
speak
to
to
him.
Harry.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a good guy. He always tips so well that I mean I'd hate to lose him as a customer.
Does Harry need his legs?
I would like Harry to be intact. I don't, he 5-star reviews. I'd hate for that to go down.
I appreciate you clarifying this ahead of time, Jerry.
Yeah,
For the rest of the conversation, after kill list is said, Amelia's rummaging around in her bag and takes out like a small notebook and rummages through it and writes something down before putting it back into her bag.
Random Rhapsody, thank you so much for the raid.
Yeah.
We are hitting our midpoint here on our little mini series, the Beacon's Royal Flush, which Blair called Beacon Bites earlier. That's what we're calling it behind the scene. I really like the sound of Beacon Bites, but this needed a title. Royal Flush. They are all vying for power here. And I I really do hate to do this to the Raiders, but it is about break time. And I think we've sort of hit a natural pause. We will be back very soon, though, to sort of kick off with a bang their search for the Tome of Arithmancy. So, while you guys are sort of settling into raid, let's do just a little quick break. Get up, stretch your legs, get some gay little drinks. Have
Gay
20
little-
cans at your desk. Use the bathroom, whatever you gotta do.
Just
We
clean my desk. I only have one.
we will be back in around 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. This is going to get fun for me.
Oh God.
Hello, friends. Welcome back. We are back with our fun little game of Beacon's Royal Flush, and we are going to jump almost right into the action, but first, I need to do a plot-relevant cutaway. We pan away from the card room, and we move up to the looming, ever-present threat to the criminals of Farlight, the Church of the Night Watch. Massive black stone castle with rusted metal all throughout the gates. There are 2 sentinels guarding, but behind that, it is sparse, except for 4 figures, who are all meeting in a room. There is tension among them as they all sit and sort of look at each other. Sorry, my notes have shuffled themselves around at my behest. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, sorry. Notes are bad. Don't ever take notes, anybody. That's a joke. We see a very tall and slender woman in tight-fitting armor with 2 pikes through her eyes. We see a gentleman, very much the same, but taller, stockier, wider, with a shield that almost gives him the look of the rook chess piece as he stands there at the end of the table. Same eye situation. And then we see another smaller, more unassuming woman with only 1 pike through her eye and an eye patch over the other one, wearing cleric's robes at the very throne of the table. And it is a throne of iron and rust and copper and black stone. We see a very old woman sitting with not teeth but fangs barred at her children. Mother Grievance is distraught. One of her sons is dead. Brother Blight felled at the hands of those wretched beacons. They are discussing what to do until there is a knock at the door. The tall, towering man opens it just a little bit, and there is one singular sentinel in the entire complex holding a letter with a wax seal on it. Sorry to bother you, Your Grace, but this was just delivered to the front gate by one of them. Brother Plight reaches down and takes it. It looks like maybe a corner of a piece of paper in his hands. And he reads over a note signed by one of their former scavs. A sorry note, signed by Maisie of Farlight. And we cut away from that again down to a warehouse in the Upper District, where our 5 crime family members have come to a warehouse, a very old and decrepit warehouse. This place is not well taken care of. The windows are boarded up, and there are very few people on the street here, which is maybe a bit of a culture shock for some of you, as most normal citizens don't need to go to the upper echelons of Farlight. But Market Street is one of the busiest streets in town. This place is seemingly empty. And it is quiet. Almost deadly quiet as you approach the entrance to this warehouse.
JT, do you think that this place would be familiar-ish to Gwen?
I
In a
would
way, like,
say. Go ahead.
I just like in a way of like, I mean, I feel like she probably needs to be prepared for stuff like this to protect and would know of maybe certain places. So like would this have been a place that like she knows about? So like would know about entrances and whatnot?
You guys have never raided this warehouse before. And even then, Octavio doesn't have you guys going up to this section very often because all the money is in Market Street and in the shopkeepes that you can extort for protection, for loans, and quite frankly, any other activity that costs money down there is run by you guys. So this isn't exactly a very profitable place for a criminal to be, which does, of course, beg the question, why are they here? What are they doing up here that is so different that it doesn't step on Orgo's toes at all? Except for when they get a little full of their britches and decide to step down to Market Street and attempt to do the same thing you guys do.
Having not usually like leaving the area that's around work before, I think Chance is just going to state the obvious and go, is it normally this quiet around here? Is this normal?
Certainly not. It's usually a painful amount of people here.
Then I ask you guys, what would you like to do?
It's pretty quiet around here. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm not usually the one that delivers, but maybe if I were to knock on the door, I could get a little lay of the land. And as far as how y'all operate, whether you want to sneak in from another direction or whatever tack you want to take, having a little more information could help.
This is true.
It's not a bad idea, Jerry.
Thank you.
Shall we?
Yeah. And Jerry will walk up casually as though he were delivering something.
Millie is for sure going to hide like us outside and like maybe try and like peep in through one of the windows while Jerry is doing that.
Yeah, I think Gwen is going to try to get out of like eye line of the door opening because I feel like she would be a little obvious.
Valentine is going to start circling. Is there another entrance to this warehouse?
Okay. So everybody who's hiding, go ahead and give me a move on scene roll. And Valentine specifically, go ahead and give me a gain insight roll. And remember, background skills that you have that you feel could apply to this, you can pitch to me and I will let you know if they will give you an advantage here or not.
I have a skill called What the Fuck Is That?
I will accept that.
Nice!
Hard?
And these...
You finished.
Go ahead.
These
King.
add d6, correct? Based on the level?
Okay. You add 1d6 based on the level, and you're going to roll all of the d6s that you have for that and take the highest.
Okay.
I'd like to pitch Silent Assassin.
Absolutely, 100%.
Cool.
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
So just so I know, we roll a d20, and if we're not using a background skill, then it's just a d20.
You're just rolling it raw.
Okay.
17 total.
I don't know what.
17, 18.
Oh, 18.
18, huge.
for Jerry, I think Chance would ask you, be like, I don't know that it would benefit you from showing up without something to deliver. So if I may, and they're just gonna like fold down on top of themselves and turn back into like a roulette machine.
I love that so much.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Chance.
Okay, you know what, Jerry? For your gather information roll, I'm going to say that gives you an advantage out of the gate.
Nice. Okay, sick. I got a 7
Okay.
on a natural 1, baby.
Okay, so we're gonna resolve this backwards. Those of you who rolled Move Unseen, I think that's just Blair and Millie. Gwen and Millie. There's a little benefit that you can get since you guys rolled just a regular hit on both. We'll just say you can either leave something behind or take a problem with you. I'm going to say you have to just leave something behind. That is some yet unseen trace. We'll get to that. Jerry, because you rolled under a 10 on your gather information roll, you still get to ask me a question. I will give you an answer that Jerry believes is true. The information is either untrue or contains true information that you wish weren't. That is to be the exact wording.
Okay. Is Harry very integral to the Smith family?
That's your question?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Cool. Easy answer. No, not even a little bit.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they open the door. They see you with Chance as a roulette machine. You get a glimpse in there. You do see Harry sitting on the couch in the far back corner of the warehouse, watching TV and smoking something. But they do not seem to be paying him any mind whatsoever.
Okay.
Can we help you?
Yeah. So I work at the Outback. I'm looking for Harry.
You see this guy who answered the door, gold tooth, gun on the hip, looks back to Harry. Harry, they delivered a machine for you. Harry sort of looks up from the joint. I didn't order a machine.
It's a gift for being a great patron.
Again, just way back in the back of the warehouse, you hear Harry go, "Oh shit, really?" And then he gets up and he sort of jogs over to the entrance and begins talking to you. Okay. Valentine rolled an 18 on gather information gain insight. So there's a little list of questions there. I, of course, will never restrict you to that list, but you do get to ask me 2.
How can I is it one of my questions if I ask you how many people are in here?
Yes.
Damn it.
But I will allow that as a question.
I don't want it as a question. Who or what is in charge here?
Okay, so you can see as you sort of circle the window, you can see there is a figure in robes with a staff sort of leaning up against a desk. They seem to be doing some sort of menial work. That person is clearly in charge.
Okay. How can I subdue that person?
How can you subdue them? Your best guess would be besting them in combat.
Okay. When I don't is the party okay with Valentine taking a little bit of drastic action? I would like to pull out my gun blade and take a
Okay.
shot at this person in charge. So you see Valentine set down the doctor's bag and take their gloves off, and without any gloves reach into the bag, and much longer than the bag is deep pulls out a blade that is so reflective that when it glints off of Valentine, it again looks like a void of space, and underneath is a long the long barrel of a shotgun. And Valentine pulls the blade out, points it, puts their hand underneath the barrel of the shotgun to aim. And I would like to. Well, are we going based off of the map?
I will be deploying you based off the map. You will get an action technically prior to combat, and I will be tracking that as part of it. But you are going to be in a separate deployment zone because you were looking for an alternative entrance, and this is going to kick off combat.
Okay. Where do I start?
I have drawn you a little 3x3 square in the bottom left corner of the warehouse.
And can you point out who it is that I'm trying to shoot?
Yes. That ping there, my blue ping, the
Thank you.
magic
Oh, they look
robot.
scary.
Okay.
Is that what you're doing?
I have to make sure that I have the range for it. What's my range profile? Okay, sorry. So this is a new class for me, or new job for me. So because I am an arsenal, I have the Phantom Armory trait, which means that I get to choose the size and a profile for this weapon every single time that I use it.
Yeah.
Push to reach 1, reach range. What is that? Range 5 is what I need?
That is going to be...
1, 2... No, range 10, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
So then I'm going to give this one the bow profile, which is a range of 10, and does 1d6 physical if I hit.
Yep.
Is this the only action that I get?
This is going to be the action opening combat, so yes.
Okay. That is going to be we add grit to the attack roll.
Yep, absolutely.
So it's a 17 to hit.
A 17 will hit this person's dodge.
Okay. So they're going to take 5 points of physical damage. So quick question.
Yeah.
Because one of my traits is flex weapons. As an arsenal, I can link my weapons. Do I get to attack with the other hand, or do I just get this one before I? Because I would.
I will say
movement
for
to attack
this
with the
one,
other
you're
one.
just getting this one attack.
Perfect. Okay. Then that is my move. So through the window, Valentine pulls the weapon out, puts their hand on the barrel of the shotgun, and I imagine that the person starts to look up right when you hear that awful sound of a shotgun racking, and shoots off one bullet. These are not traditional shotgun shells; they are bird shot, which means that they open up and spray, and so it's a bunch of tiny little pellets that end up hitting him, or this person, I should say.
Cool. The rest of you hear that, and I'm going to... That means it's go time for the rest of you. So if you would look at the map, that little green zone that I've given you, that is your deployment zone. You guys are in a warehouse full of little chests here that you can sort of see lining the area, as well as in the back you can see where Harry was sitting with the TV and the couch, and a big junky set of shelves on the northern side, and on the southern side near Valentine is the trash. You guys are looking for something in here. So part of this combat is searching those chests if you would like to. Otherwise, you may take whatever actions you desire. Combat operates as thus. Once you guys feel you've positioned yourselves properly, we're going to kick it off with our silly, goofy little combat phases, which is how the game does big fun combat.
At the beginning of combat, Millie is hiding behind Chance, is using the roulette machine.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Does everybody feel positioned?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm so scared.
Don't be scared. This is
so-
an easy one.
So were we like just on the outside of the door, I guess?
It's a warehouse, so it's like big barn doors. I will say that
Uh,
you guys are like just hiding on the other side of the door essentially, and are able to. And with Valentine's action, you and Millie leaving something behind didn't matter. They wouldn't have noticed you coming in. So
Okay.
this is a pretty surprising onslaught, save for the loud introduction.
Gotcha. Okay.
If everybody feels okay, we're going to move into combat. So, for those of you who have never played this game before, combat moves in phases. It is very strikingly similar to Lancer. Player characters have HP. If they lose all their HP, they take a wound, and then once those wounds are expended, then they're defeated, but they have 4 wounds until then. Once you take a wound, your HP resets and you take any excess damage. There are a variety of actions that you can do. All of them are in the core rulebook on PDF page 44 for those of you who are playing along. And we start with phase 1. The defend and refresh actions are available to you as part of it. Otherwise, we just start going right in. Is anybody refreshing?
One question. I know you
Yeah.
said this at break, and my brain didn't retain it. The minor actions.
Minor
when
actions
does that-
take place in the phase that your major action takes place in,
I see.
regardless of the phase of the minor action.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Okie dokie dokie dokie. Cool. One character has a refresh action that they do in phase 1. That is going to be this Icier Elemental is going to. Where did my enemy sheet go? Sorry, that's the wrong one. Where did it go? Never mind. I'm being silly. That is going to bring us to phase 2. Phase 2 only has one action. It's channel. That's when you start casting big spells that unleash on phase 6. Does anybody have any channel actions they would like to open with? All right. I see no channels happening. I got one channel happening. The guy in the chair that you shot at, Valentine, is beginning to channel.
Oh.
You see that they reach over, they grab their staff, and the crystal on top lights up a dark purple. And they begin muttering into it some sort of delightful little spell. I'm going to make sure that they don't have a minor action that they can take. No. Oops. All right, that is going to bring us from channeling to phase 3, which is skirmish. You can mark, search, or volley. Volleys are typically ranged attacks. Does anybody have an action they would like to do in phase 3? Millie?
Yes. I would like to. Millie is going to kind of hear their shotgun and step out from behind Chance. Well, you know how it is. And is going to kind of like slip under Chance's like big roulette tail and just kind of like walk through because she's a halfling and she can do that. As she's like starting to run out, she's just gonna turn to Gwen super briefly and just go, "Let's do a contest." And is going to run up and hurl 2 daggers at one of the people right there.
This guy right here.
Yep.
All right, go ahead and make your attack roll for the first dagger.
Yep. And this is Throat Cutter, which is you can fight with this weapon during phase 3. Okay. That is a with grit 15.
A 15 is going to hit this one.
Okay. That deals. Sorry, this is my first. Doesn't deal that much. That
You
deals
hear
4
something
damage.
you're gonna like? Doesn't matter. You hit this person with a knife, and they drop immediately. They slump over.
Can I throw my second
Nice.
knife at the other guy?
Yeah, I didn't see anything in the rules that said it had to be the same target.
Oh, that's so awesome. Okay, yeah. Then Lily's going to use her other what's the dagger called? Something cool. Flash step dagger to throw
Oh
at
my
this
gosh.
Absolutely delightful. Go ahead and make your
Okay.
roll.
one. That's a 13.
All right, 13 is going to hit. I assume this guy here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that guy also slumps to the ground.
And as he's like falling over, Millie is going to, as you're like looking at her, she is just replaced with a shadow, and you look over and she is pulling the dagger out of that guy. Just looks back, winks at Gwen, and is going to kind of get up with the rest of her movement because she has 8 up here kind of near this stuff so she can maybe start searching.
Okay. Excellent. That is going to bring us to an enemy's turn. I'm going to go through my guys here and see if there's anything particular I'd like to do. Okay, yes. So, Millie, now that you have sort of become a willing and open target, Old Blue here is going to move up here just to get sight on you, and they are going to sling a spell your way. You see they whisper something into their hand, and a very vitriolic ball of energy is going to hurl your way. Does an 18 hit your dodge?
It does. Let me see if I can do anything about that. If I were Maisie.
Okay. You're going to take 2 stress, and if you get hit again, that attack is going to do an extra 1d6 damage.
Oh.
This spell is called Scorn. Okay. Are there any other players that would like to act in this phase? I see Valentine.
I forgot that I have Leyline Walker. Can I drop my Leyline spots?
Yeah, always.
Okay. It's
Where
been
would you
so
like
long.
them?
I would like one like right here. It's Blast Zone 1. Perfect.
That's impossible to see. Hold on, I have a different color.
I kind of would have understood where it was. Perfect. I would like one like right here. And then I'll take one over here.
You said they're Blast Zone 1?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to expand these out to be 3x3 so we understand where the center is.
Everything in that is the blast zone, is that correct?
Yes, so everything in this blue circle is your blast radius.
So if any of y'all start your turn fully within one of those zones, roll a d6. On a 5 or 6, you gain +1 MP. So if you need to recover any mana points, that's a way to do it.
It's a very big,
Uh,
very helpful thing.
Yes. Gigi saved our asses sometimes with that. Okay. I don't know how to say it. I think it's Tresor. I don't know, but it's the parkour one. So I can slide 1 at the start of my turn.
Okay.
And then I am going to move shit. I'm gonna move 6 up to there. That's my full speed. And then I am going to... Is there a way that I can push my speed?
Not without surging, and you can't surge mid-turn.
Okay. Then I'm going to... Oh, wait. Did I mess that up? If I slid 1... Oh, wait. If I slid 1... I'm so sorry, y'all. This is a way more complicated
It's
character than
okay.
Iconis was. Okay. If I had slid 1
Everybody's learning.
forward, I would have been able to land here.
That's fine.
Okay, cool. So, you see... I was going to call myself Millie. You see Valentine... in a very unexpected display of agility, slide 1 spot and then shoot forward in a sprint. I end up right next to this guy. Unable to, or if you hadn't noticed it before, Valentine had pulled another hooked blade. There's a hinge on the blade from their bag. Again, kind of that same star effect, but this one has more of a green glint to it. They're going to lash out with... No, they're going to shoot first because I'm on phase 3. I'm going to shoot first at that guy again.
Okay.
Where's my D20? Need a different one. That's going to be a 15.
A 15 is going to hit our Overlord.
Perfect. He's going to take range profile. Oh, I might have fucked up the last one. Profile physical. He's gonna take 1 point of physical damage, and then because my weapons are linked, so Millie again pulls out the shotgun, shoots it. Only one of the sprays gets him, but then a chain shoots out between the gun blade and the new mantis blade that Valentine has pulled out. I think I said Millie. I'm so sorry. That Valentine has pulled out, and holding the gun blade, holding the shotgun barrel, swings the mantis blade around to hit the guy that I'm right next to.
Okay.
So that's going to be that's a 20, a dirty 20.
That's going to be critical, so you're going to roll damage twice and take the highest.
Okay. So that's going to be 3 points of physical damage.
Okay.
There's nobody else around me, though, is there? Nope, those are the only 2.
No.
Oh, damn it. Oh, I can still because it's a free action. I'm going to free action Immolation Field, so I'm going to spend 1 mana. As soon as the Mantis Blade hits, there is this sort of burst of light as flame starts up around Valentine. It lasts till the end of my next turn. Any character that starts their turn adjacent to me or hits me with a melee attack takes 2 astral damage. I don't have to roll.
Absolutely beautiful. Anything else for you, Valentine?
That is it.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie dokie dokie. Cool. That is going to bring us to an NPC. This gunner back here is going to see Millie has made moves into the compound. Does not like that very much. Where did my gunners go? There you are, my beautiful little babies. All right. This is just going to be a delightful little attack here. I'm going to imagine that a 6 does not hit your dodge. So you hear a shot.
I was raising that one.
Yeah, I know. You hear a shot ring out. And a bullet just whizzes right past you.
Try again.
Before the gunner just goes, shit, fuck. and starts quickly reloading their weapon. Is anybody else going to volley or act in phase 3? Okay. This is going to get a little bit silly for me real quick. This gunner is going to target you, Valentine. A 21, I'm going to assume, does hit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. You're going to take 6 points of force damage as the bullet strikes you.
Which armor counts, correct?
Armor does reduce. It is not armor piercing.
Okay.
Let's see. So this guy sees you at the entrance. I'm going to say, Gwyn, you're the closest, so they're going to take a pot shot at you. Does an 8 hit your dodge?
My dodge is 8.
Okay. We are in a beats it economy here. You are also going to take 6 points of force damage.
Oh.
And that leaves these two guys up here. And unfortunately, Millie, you are the only one in their line of sight.
Oh no.
That's going to bring us to a 15 to hit you, Millie.
It's a meets it beats it system.
Okay, so that is going to be 6 plus 4 points of force damage because of Scorn. And by the way, if you refresh, you do get rid of this this effect on you. By the way, and the second attack is going to be a 7.
Not gonna hit.
Okay, so that guy is also going to miss.
Millie actually like shrieks at that. She is like hurt off that.
No.
That guy went. That guy. Yep. I think that is all of my volleys. My silly, goofy little volleys. Cool. That's going to bring us to phase 4, which is a movement phase. If you would like to hide or move really far, really fast, this is your time to shine. I am seeing that Matt would like to.
Yes.
Jerry,
absolutely.
what do we got?
Okay, so, all right. First off, I'm going to use my standard movement and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm running for Millie right now because we have the only official alliance, and so I'm like I have to help. Okay, so and then with Rush, I get to move up to my speed again.
Yep, absolutely. Double your movement.
Sick. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll move right next to Millie and say, "Hey, I still have to show you that card trick."
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, and when I use the rush action, I gain 1 sonido. So I will start tallying that up from my my speedster talent. And from here, Harry. Which one is Harry? Is it the smiling one or?
No. I will say that Harry probably left when the
Thank
action
goodness.
started. Harry's out of the warehouse and is safe.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Harry gets pet plot armor.
Great. Okay, so at this point, I've used my action. I've used my movement. I'm gonna use my hang on. I'm gonna use my minor action, and I am going to put down a standard of courage. I would like to put it in this spot right here.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly how to do so.
I got a red one. There you go.
Fantastic. But I'd like to imagine that this is my standard of courage. I'm just sticking a flag down that has the the Baramot symbol, and as a result, in a burst 2 zone, we all will, as our allies, will gain +1 accuracy on attack rolls, checks, and saves. And when you start your turn in the zone, you gain 2 temporary HP. So, if I may, I'd like to call out, Smith family, this is a challenge from the Baramots, as I slam it down on the ground.
That's beautiful. I like that.
Billy
a
looks like
lot.
impressed.
Absolutely, 100%. You rush forward, you plant a flag in the ground. There is very clearly, Millie, there is very clearly a magical effect emanating from this flag. I'll leave it up to Matt if Jerry is like fully aware that this is a magical thing that he's doing. But Millie, very clear to you, this is like a radiant allyship that you've forged here.
Oh.
Uh,
I imagine Jerry's probably just like, oh, you know, it's the adrenaline. It's just like being in the kitchen, being in combat. It's like cooking. So
Yeah,
that's
I've never
what
been in
it'll
a
feel
fight
like.
before. This is so cool.
Yeah.
Valentine, I will say, once you hear Jerry declare this challenge, the guy next to you is like, excellent, I've been looking for a reason to start hacking.
Oh,
And we're going to move on to phase 5, which is going to be our fighty phase.
wait.
Yeah.
Could I have surged on phase 4?
If that is what you would like to do, yes.
I would like to do that.
Sure.
I remind me. Oh, surge is 2 stress, so I'm going to take 2 stress. Oh, I don't have a lot of stress in this game. Canis is way more comfortable with being stressed. I'm going to use my Demon Leap ability. So there's this burst of light behind Valentine as these sort of glimmering wings. It's sort of in the butterfly shape where there's 2 up and 2 smaller ones down, and they don't have really defined edges. It's really hard to see sort of where they actually end, but those shoot out very anime style. So there's that like burst of wind at their feet, and then they're going to jump up.
I have a question for you.
Oh, what?
Does your Demon Leap ability specifically say that it ignores engagement?
I have when I become engaged, I can take 1 stress to not lose my unused movement. It's one of my.
That is not what I'm
talents.
asking about.
So what are you asking?
You've already become engaged. That's fine. You haven't lost your unused movement because you didn't leave this guy's threatened area when you finished your movement.
Uh-huh.
However, you still have opportunity attacks to consider. If this ability does not ignore engagement, this guy gets to take an opportunity attack.
The ability doesn't, but if I'm engaged, for movement. Okay, yeah, no, go bananas. That's fine. Just let me move. I just want to be able to do my thing.
You go ahead and move your character wherever. I will look over the attacks real quick.
Okay, I'm going to move. This is going to hurt. I'm going to regret so much doing this.
Oh.
But I'm going to move and I'm going to land there. Both of them are immediately going to... oh, no. Both of them have to make an agility save. I don't know what my... oh, my save target is a 12. So both of those 2 in the corner have to make a save target 12.
We will come to the ability save in just a moment.
Okay.
This guy is going to just cleave into you. You see, out of nowhere, pulls out just a really big axe and just swings it down as you fly away. That is going to be a 17 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
You are going to take 4 astral damage plus 1 physical damage.
Okay. So I'm going to take 4 damage because I have armor. And there was... did he already start his turn?
No, this is an opportunity attack.
No, but did he before?
Nope.
Okay, damn it.
He goes in phase 5.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure. I thought I had something that protected me against astral, but I don't think that I do. Okay. So I'm going to take 4 damage. And for your reference, I am bloodied. And those 2 have to do an agility save, unless there's something else that Buddy Boy needs to.
That is outstanding. I don't think that they are near enough anyone to benefit from the Ardent's aura. So we're just going to go ahead and make 2 agility saves. That is going to be a 13 for one and a 6 for the other.
The 6 fails. They
Okay.
take 5 points of physical damage.
They take 1 point of physical damage because they're minions, so they die like paper.
Okay.
Nice.
Can I?
So they both perish.
Before we move on to the next phase, can I
Mhm.
move, or should I wait and move when I do my attack?
So you move on your turn. It is a spent movement system,
Okay.
so you can move, attack, move. Just keep in mind
Got
that
it.
most characters are going to get to take an opportunity attack if you move out of engagement with them.
Totally fine. I just wanted to see if I needed to do that, or if I needed to wait till I hit him in the next
Yep.
phase. Cool.
So
do I get a full turn?
you get a full turn.
Um,
It's different from Lancer, because Lancer, when you overcharge, you only get 1 quick action. In this game, you get an entire extra turn.
damn it! I critted earlier, didn't I?
You did.
Whichever target that was should have lost 1 MP.
Okay.
And I should have
I think that was against the Cleaver, which is fine because he is a base mana of 1 anyway.
That's fine because I just wanted that MP back.
He doesn't cast spells.
I would like to. I don't know if this is actually going to do anything, but I'm trying to use all my stuff so that I can get used to it. I have Aether Sight, so I can search to find hidden characters as a minor action. Are there any hidden characters in this area?
I will tell you right now that there are not. However, because there aren't any in this area, you do see that there is an underneath to this place.
Oh.
That's a little bit of info that I will give you for using that ability. A
No.
reward for experimenting.
Valentine, and if anybody is paying attention, you would notice that Valentine looks a little bit more, this is disturbing, but a little bit more fascinated every time that they get hit with something, because it is not about the actual pain that they are causing. It is about a fascination with anatomy for them. So as it's happening to them, they are still absolutely fascinated by this. And then they are going to turn around and, probably like a little blood in their mouth, kind of smile at the rest. And they're going to spin the gun blade around and, holding the shotgun barrel, tap the ground twice and say, "There's something down below us if anybody's curious." And that will end my turn.
Okay. That will move us on to phase 5. Who is attacking or fighting, grappling, or shoving? All right. You guys can go in whichever order you would like.
I can go.
Yeah,
So
Alex, go first.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use my movement. You're going to see Chances still looks like this little roulette machine. And it's just going to tip over and roll very disembodiedly for 6 spots. And then it's just going to, when it gets to that spot in front of the enemy, they're just going to unfurl themselves and cast Hex on that enemy that's in front of them.
Sure, absolutely.
So I'm going to Hex him. And after hexing them, I'm going to hit him with, I'm just going to, you'll see like their head kind of tilt to the side. And in the other hand, they're going to kick out that main blade that they showed in the first scene that has the sharpened out of order sign. And they're just going to like take it and say goodbye and bring it down on top of the enemy. And that's my main blade, Edge of Darkness. So if I defeat, wound, or overstep an enemy, I get 3 HP. So may he die.
You gotta go ahead and make that D20 roll.
That's right. I'm sorry. Why can't I just have it for free? Well, that wasn't great. That was not great. I love that I described all of that before I did the math.
It's okay.
What do I add to it?
Nothing.
Oh, that's
Grit.
a 7.
Grit.
Oh,
Oh,
grit.
grit?
Sorry, you have a grit score as well. That's my bad.
That's a 9.
Unfortunately, a 9 is not going to hit this guy.
That's great. That
He
went
does.
so much
He does
better.
sidestep it just a little bit.
Dang. Well, am vulnerable. But yeah, still hexed. So
Yep, absolutely.
take that.
Cool,
think
cool,
that's-
cool. That is going to bring us to
Yeah.
NPC turn. Let me get a look here. Well, that's just brilliant. Cool. So this guy is going to do a silly, goofy little charge. About 12 squares there. Let's send this to back. Come on. There we go. The cleaver is going to just rush forward with this energy cleaver and is going to bear the axe down on chance. Go ahead and tell me if a 9 beats your dodge.
I was gonna say I can almost guarantee you it does, but let me double check. No, well, yeah, it does because it's if it meets.
We are in a meets it beats it economy here.
Yep. So it hits.
Yep. So you're just going to take 4 astral damage.
Okay.
And that is all for the cleaver at the moment. It's going to bring us to Gwyn.
Okay. I think in we can this is gonna be a stupid question. We can move diagonal, right? Like we can
Yeah.
kind of like okay. So I think in response to Millie kind of all the things that she did, Gwen is just gonna let out like a shit and just kind of go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And okay, let me make sure I'm doing this right. So moves there. First, I want to spend a mana to put my vow of vengeance on this guy.
Okay.
That's a minor action. And then I think she's just gonna like as she's like running up to this guy, just take the big fuck you holy avenger sword and kind of use that momentum to just kind of like come down on him. I'm trying to make sure there's nothing else that I'm doing. I don't think so. Yeah. I'm just gonna hit it with the sword. What was the thing about grit?
You add grit to your attack roll.
Okay, cool. So I just roll a d20?
Yep.
And add 2? Okay. Fuck. Okay. Nope, that was a 4. So... Oh, wait. Okay, Vow Vengeance gives me advantage, so I get to roll another one. No, that was a 10.
A 10 to hit the
Yes.
cleaver.
Is that with your
That is
2?
going to hit.
Yeah, that's with my 2. It is?
Hey.
Oh, okay. Cool. Then I hit him. I'm also gonna spend If it doesn't say on one of my techniques, like if it just says to spend a mana, can I do it?
Yes, that should be it. You spend a mana and it's done.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. So sorry, there's so much to fucking read.
Yep. It's okay.
Okay. So my normal attack with the Holy Avenger is 2d6. But I'm gonna use a mana to add smite to it to add an extra 1d6. And okay. Wait. Sorry. Okay. 2d6 plus 1. Ooh. So that's 8, 11. That's 12 for
Okay.
this guy.
You carve into him and he is hurt bad.
Good.
He falls over under the weight of your sword, but once you lift it back up, bloodied, battered, and beaten, he stands back up and hefts the axe at you.
Oh, Emmy?
Yeah.
Emmy? Okay.
Okay. Is that all for your turn, Gwen?
I think so. I'm rapidly scrolling back and forth to make sure. I think it is. I'm pretty sure.
The Overlord is going to take a turn. A second turn. That's right. I'm mean. And Valentine, this is going to be against your ADEF. It's going to be a 15 against your ADEF.
My ADEF is a 6.
You take 2 stress and you're marked.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Do you overstress?
No, I'm at breaking, but I have not overstressed.
Okay. Anything else for phase 5 from any of you? No? That is going to bring us... Yeah.
So feel free to tell me no, but still getting used to the system. And I know that I was at a 9 when I hit to try and hit this guy that was in front of me. And I think I have a background skill that could have applied.
Which one?
Rage for the machine.
You know what? I will allow it.
Okay.
That's such a sick name.
Minions have 1 hit point and no wounds that they can take. So this guy, you carve into this guy and he crumples.
Amazing. And that
He's
means
just a goon.
He's just a goon, but he's a goon that had a hex on him, which means that I get some HP back. So thank you for your service, sir.
Of course. If there are no more phase 5 actions, that's going to bring us to 6, which is a release of spells.
Really fast. Just a question. Did
Yeah?
that guy that I hit, did he get a wound?
Nope.
Okay, never mind.
The Overlord was channeling. And you see under the hood, his eyes look back up at you, Valentine, and his spell releases. The spell is called Stressful Gaze.
Shit. I'm going to go into overstress.
You take 4 stress from this spell because you are marked.
Okay.
Do you need to roll on the stress table?
I do need to roll on the stress table. It's 2d6. 1 for table, 1 for option.
Nope, it's just 1d6, and then we consult the relevant column.
2.
Okay. Cool. I think the overstress table goes left to right instead of right to left here. So we are going to say 2 lost mana. You take -1 to your current and maximum 8 MP until restored during a short rest. If your maximum MP is 0, this becomes broken tech.
Okay.
This becomes the broken tech result. If you can't destroy a technique, this becomes the exposed result.
Okay.
But
I can take that.
You lose a mana.
Okay.
Cool. That is going to be the Overlord's release. Does anybody have a full attack? I think you've all taken your turns. Okay, so we're gonna sift through this. The Cleaver is the only one who has a full attack that they are going to take. Let me go ahead and move to the full attack rules. Where? Okay, excellent. Cool. Gwyn, you are the one that hit this guy. So, Energy Cleaver first. He's going to take two scrap attacks at you. Whoops. The first attack with the Energy Cleaver is going to be an 18. You're going to take 4 astral damage from that. Where did it go? I keep losing my tab. And then the next one, he brings out a smaller pair of garden shears that he just takes a stab at you with. That is going to be a 10 on the die. Okay? A 10 is going to deal 5 physical damage, and because he has hit you with 2 weapon attacks in the same turn, you become sundered until the end of your next turn. And for those of you who would like to know what sundered is, give me just a moment. It should be a condition that you can mark. It just means that you don't benefit from armor or resistance.
Does that count now, or does it count like for this damage?
It counts for this damage as well.
Okay. So 9?
Yes, 9 total.
Okay.
4 astral, 5 physical.
Cool.
Does that put you at a wound? No, I don't think it does. Cool. We're gonna cycle
Sorry, I
back.
was doing math.
It's fine. I don't think it does. I think your HP is a little higher than the damage that you've been dealt so far.
Yeah.
We're gonna move back up to phase 1, everybody. So 1 round of combat has passed. We are moving on to the next phase. Phase 1 is bolster. You can defend or refresh.
I have a question.
Yes.
That condition on me that does the extra damage, did that like pop and consume it, or does that last until I refresh?
Let me check the wording on that one.
Because I know you said something about it, me refreshing and fixing it, but I don't know if that's a moot point since I already took the damage.
It says the next attack against the same target by any character deals 1d6 bonus damage.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's gone. You're good.
Cool. Then I'm not doing things this round.
Anyone else? Defend, refresh. Okay. That is going to, I think... bring us to the Ardent, who is going to attack in phase 1. With a silly little spell called Tranquilize. Millie, go ahead and make me a mind save.
A mind save. Does this Jerry's thing help me with saves at all?
I think he gives you a +1 if I recall correctly.
+1 accuracy on attack rolls, checks, and saves.
Oh, accuracy. Nice. That's a lot. Okay.
Sweet.
17 total.
17. Let me look at the save here. Save target is 11.
Nice.
Smashed it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep, so I think this spell has no effect. The Ardent just looks very angry.
Millions.
Oh no. Okay, that is going to bring us to phase 2. Anybody acting in phase 2? Anybody channeling? I'm seeing no channeling. The Overlord is going to start to channel.
Oh my
Once
gosh.
again, at Valentine. Same as. That's going to bring us to phase 3. Who's volleying? Oh my god, 2 people are volleying.
You can go first if you'd like.
Okay. I'm going to move to... No, I need to be there. I'm going to move here. And I'm going to shoot first at the Overlord. Is that what we're calling him? The Overlord?
That's the name of the NPC template.
He's a little dramatic. First free action, immolation field all the way around me. Any character that starts adjacent to me or hits me with the melee to astral damage. And I'm going to shoot at the Overlord first. That's going to be 11.
An 11 against the Overlord will hit.
Yes. Okay. So he is going to take 5 physical. Yes, 5 physical damage.
How would you like to do this?
Oh, I'm so glad he's not going to hit me. Okay, so Valentine kind of glides on this like carpet of stars and moves all the way over and lands back down. Feet get sturdy, and then pulls the shotgun out, but the shotgun morphs into a revolver that looks like Orgo's, separates itself out from the sword and points it at the Overlord and says, Orgo sends his regards, and I'm going to shoot him.
Yeah, you shoot him. The shot plants itself into his chest, and he slumps back into his little office chair there.
Does the goon to my right stand down?
No.
Okay. Then I'm going to take my linked weapon and use my mantis blade to try to hit him.
Absolutely.
Well, that's only going to be a 7.
7 is not going to hit this guy.
I picture that I whip the mantis blade around, but because of where the hinge is, it just doesn't hinge quite enough. So it kind of hugs him and then snaps back out forward. That is going to end my turn.
Okay. That is going to bring us to one of these guys, the little fellas. I'm not going to pick the one right next to you. Gwen. You're right in front of this guy to your left. However, that is only a 5, so I assume that does not meet your dodge.
It doesn't.
No, he whiffs hard. Hands shaking. He sees that his friend the Cleaver is bloodied and beaten.
I think Gwen's going to take a moment to look at him whiff and just kind of like smile and give a little while being bloodied.
Of course.
Like a badass. That's it.
Okay. I believe Millie also had a volley action.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear it.
Millie is going to kind of like clutch her shoulder where she got hit. Things with these guys, you just got to like outmaneuver them, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
And she is going to run at this elemental guy below her.
Okay.
And feint with a knife. Before she's replaced with a shadow, and she teleports to the shadow she left behind earlier, and leaves that shadow in her place.
Nice.
And throws 2 daggers at.
Let's go.
And I get an accuracy because I started my turn in there, right? Or is it just only while I'm in there?
Oh, I think it's while you're in there,
Okay.
but you do get 2 temporary hit points for starting in it.
Okay, that's what it was. Nice. Okay, that's a 4. Oh wait, plus grit, it's a 16.
16 will hit the Ardent.
Okay, and then the other one is a 4 plus 6.
For the attack?
Yeah.
A 6 will not hit the Ardent.
Okay. So one of them, the first one, which was the Blink Dagger,
Mm-hmm.
hits and deals 3 damage, the Flash Step Dagger.
Okay.
And then that shadow that Millie left behind is going to stab in at the same time from the other side.
Okay.
And deal 5 bonus damage.
Let's go.
Excellent.
And then Millie blinks back to the Flash Step Dagger.
Sick.
And one sec. Yeah,
Do you
blinks back
produce
to
a
the
new
Flash-
shadow?
Yes.
Okay.
Back where the original one was, but the one that stabbed disappears as it stabs in.
Okay. That is
And
sick as
then
hell.
with her minor action, is going to use a wire charge on this guy.
Ooh.
He has to make an agility save against my save target, which is 12.
Okay. That's a 3 on the die.
He gets like wrapped up by this wire charge and is immobilized until the next turn.
All right. Hell yeah. Anything else for you, Millie?
Nope.
Cool. That is going to bring us to, I think, this gunner down here who can very clearly across the way see Jerry. So it's going to take just a silly little pot shot at you.
All right.
Does an 8 hit your dodge?
An 8 will just miss my dodge.
Yep, so you hear a bullet whiz past you. There's a guy right across the warehouse away from you that has completely just shaking, sees all of his friends are falling, is just terrified and misses you because of it. Does anybody else have any volley actions? Go ahead.
I'd like to think that after Millie said the key is outmaneuvering them, it's like Jerry was just kind of, being all limber and stuff. And so it's like he sees that come and he dodges it. And he just like makes eye contact with Millie and it's like, it works. It works.
Yeah. And as she's like, yeah, for sure. Just one of the daggers comes back and she catches it. Really, it's the trick to everything.
Yeah, good to know. Thanks.
Any other volley actions this round? Okay. Valentine, this last guy is going to take his pot shot at you, and I'm going to drop my die again.
Because I have the immolation field up.
Not a melee attack.
If they start their turn adjacent to me.
Okay, you're right. He just dies.
Oh, yes!
He's a minion. Absolutely.
I've kind of been picturing the flames as more tentacle-like, and it kind of crystallizes into stars and wraps around his throat and tugs him down, and he kind of disappears into the void.
That's so
100%. Cool. Is anybody going to take a phase 4 action? That's the zoomy phase. Nobody? Okay. That brings us to phase 5. Raise your hand if you're swinging with a weapon. Or brawling or otherwise. Okay. You guys can go in whichever order you would like. I have only one turn to take between you.
I'd like to go last if that's okay.
Yeah, I think that's totally fine. Gwen, did you want to take this one since I took the last one?
Sure. I have some questions. First, am I in this field to regain MP?
You roll a d6. If it's a 5 or a 6, you regain 1 MP.
Okay. Please. No. It was a 1. Okay. Second question. I am bloodied. I have a trait that says I can gain 2 armored while bloodied, but I have the condition of sundered. Do I still get that armor?
You get the armor, you just don't benefit from it until the end of this turn.
End of this turn. Okay, so after this turn, I will have 4 armor.
Yes, correct.
Cool beans. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna just double check. I'm gonna do my same thing. Hold on, wait, sorry. Oh no, okay. I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna hit him again. Oh, also when I'm bloodied, I get +1 accuracy. Is that adding a d6?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So my Vow of Vengeance is still on the cleave. Is that who this is?
Yes.
And it's a new. That happens once per turn, so I get advantage again, correct?
Yep. So you're gonna roll 2d6. You're gonna take the highest.
2d6?
Yeah, because you have 2 advantages.
Huh?
You have advantage for him for being bloodied.
Uh-huh.
You have advantage for vow of whatever.
Oh, was I not supposed to roll another d20 last time?
No, you rolled d6s.
Wasn't
D6 is
it?
advantage.
I thought D6 was accuracy and D20 was advantage. Like the advantages in the game.
Because my Vow of Vengeance says I roll an additional d20.
Give me 1 second.
We're learning combat.
We're learning.
Learning.
I'm so sweaty.
Yeah. I've just been sitting here being like,
Yeah. Right?
I can't even think about what my character's doing narratively. I don't know what the fuck she's doing.
Yeah.
Which
Growling this whole time.
which thing is giving you advantage? You're saying?
Vow of Vengeance. It says once per turn when you make a melee attack roll against your
Oh,
vengeance
okay.
target.
I see. It says
Yeah.
d20. Okay, that's my bad. Advantage is not a keyword in the game.
I see. Sorry. That I think that was something that that Ethan and I used just so I could get it in my brain.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry.
But
No,
then-
just 1d6 then.
Okay, and that's the
accuracy. Yep.
cool. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So the highest is 18.
Yeah, definitely more than hits this guy.
Cool. Yeah. And she's smiling this whole time. Okay, so wait. What was the sorry, the accuracy? I don't even have do I need to
You
do
don't
that?
know. You don't need to add an accuracy.
Damn it,
And
but I'm
before you do damage, I'm just gonna ask how you want to do this because I
Yes!
got 1 HP.
Cool. Oh my
Let's
god.
go.
Okay. Yeah, so she like oh man, I think it's just gonna be kind of like a so like she brought her Holy Avenger down and then kind of like pulled it, and then when he stabbed her, like of course she's like hurt or anything, but I think just to anybody else watching, it didn't even look like it phased her. She literally just went slam, slam, and just like hit him again. And yeah, if I do that, I do have something else.
Okay.
I do have Victory Rush. When I defeat an enemy, I gain temporary hit points equal to my grit +2.
Okay.
Nice.
4 temp HP.
Sweet. So I'm gonna get that. Does that make me not bloodied anymore?
Temp HP does not affect your bloodied status.
Oh, cool. Okay. I think that's all that I can do. But yeah, and I think she'll just after she brings it in the next time and it kills him, she's just gonna like kick him off her sword as he falls
Yeah.
down.
Absolutely.
And it's gonna turn and look at Millie and just be like just kind of like just like deep breathing, like glaring at her, not saying anything.
All right, cool. Well, that was the guy who was going to take a turn between you guys.
Look, we're helping.
So it'll just be the three of you. Who wants to go next?
I have a question for this next enemy that I'm pinging. Are they looking the same as like the one that Gwen just took out, or are they special?
No, so these two guys here, the ones that are just like the black and white hats, those are minions. They're gunner minions is specifically what they're called. They are weak little goon guys. They don't
Gotcha.
do anything special. They just shoot gun.
Okay, they shoot gun. Got it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast my hex on this little elemental person.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So hex is on them for all y'all. Does my hex only benefit when I attack, or does it benefit when everyone attacks?
Let's see. Where is your hex at? Just lasts until the end of the scene or until you use this ability again. When you defeat a hex target, you regain 1 MP. Once per round, you can deal 1d6 bonus damage on a successful weapon attack. And when you inflict a condition on a hex target, you also inflict the same condition on another enemy within range 5. So that's just you. Only you can benefit from this.
Okay. All right. I was hoping. Cool. Well, in that case, my other question is, can I move through through a friend's square?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we're gonna take off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna put me here, right next to them.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take a big ol' swing. So here we go. Big ol' swing once again with Edge of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I've banished the die that did not help me the last time, so okay, that's better. That's a 17.
17 does hit, yeah.
Heck yes. So that means that when you defeat, wound, or overstress an enemy with this weapon, you gain 3 temp HP. Woohoo!
Nice.
And increase the damage, and the damage increases by 1 to a maximum of +6.
How much damage are you doing first? We need to determine if they are dying.
Yeah, okay. That's a 4 on the die, so +1. So that's a 5. And they're hexed. And the hex means that I can do an extra 1d6 damage because it was successful.
Okay.
So 6 plus 6, so that's 12. And once around, you can inflict a condition on a hex target. You can also inflict the same condition on another. Yeah, we don't worry about that one. So 12.
You can't inflict a condition on a target that is dead. You
Let's
bring this out of order
go.
sign into her, and they crumble as well, shatter into a million little ice pieces.
Nice.
Yes. I'm gonna look up from the ice pieces and look around and say this still counts as overtime.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You get paid overtime?
I'm gonna look over at
Welcome,
Melanie.
Raiders. Neon Lights. Hello, friends.
Hi.
We're just reaching probably sort of the end of combat here for our lovely beacons. Jerry has to take his turn still. Thanks for the
Yeah.
hydrate. We have all got our little drinks here. But Jerry, we're gonna turn it over to you to close this thing out. I'm gonna say if you defeat one of them, one of the other minions, morale will break.
Sweet. Okay. I have a question for you, JT. So, for my standard of courage, it says during your turn, you can pick up and move the standard when you move.
Yep.
Is that an action or anything? Or
No,
does
you
it
could just
come
do
with-
that.
Let's go. Okay, sick. So I'm gonna move. Oh shoot. 1, 2, 3. I'll call it behind to chance. 4, 5, 6. I'll move the standard right next to me.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna swing my good old fashioned front line, because a chef, just like a commander, leads from the front. And here
Of
we go.
course.
We're gonna give this a shot.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
So I add grit, and then with a +1 accuracy, is that a D6 then?
Yep, absolutely.
Sick. 15.
15 super hits this guy. How do you want to do
Go.
this?
Okay, great. So what I imagine is that as Jerry is walking this guy down with a standard in hand, slamming it to the ground next to him, and just staring at him face to face, and says, "Harry's too good for you." Before I bring my front line down right on his head, knocking him unconscious, just like with a big bonk. And then it just like raises a hand for Baramot.
There's a look of utter betrayal when you say that Harry is too good for him as he collapses. The other guy sees the rest of you, decides, yes,
Can I flavor this?
you may.
I see that he is starting to panic and getting ready to go, and I would like to shoot just enough to keep so that I'm injuring the leg so that he cannot run away. And then I'm going to beep the accountant and say, I have somebody I want you to pick up.
Okay, absolutely, yeah. You fire off, you beep the accountant. The accountant sends a little thumbs up back. And that is going to conclude combat for us, everybody. That's our first combat done.
Yeah!
We survived! Yay!
This was about half of the NPC budget, by the way.
Dang.
That's okay. Shh, that's fine. It was
But
so
we're all
good.
super proud of you guys for learning. Okay, so combat ends. You guys are left alone in this warehouse. You take the time to search, I assume, while you wait for the accountant who comes and collects the last guy. Why doesn't everybody go ahead and just roll me a check and add your mind to it?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Roll a check and add your mind to it. We're doing a search action, essentially.
Can I add what the fuck is that?
You can add what the fuck is that?
Thank you.
Yes, Art?
Matt also has something, but I would like. Could I use one of my background skills to just flavor-wise give myself like an inaccuracy?
You want a difficulty?
Yeah, I want a difficulty.
What
my
background skill is giving you
is
difficulty?
boring.
Okay, yeah, roll with a difficulty. Matt, what you got?
I got a natural 1.
Joy.
Guys,
So Jerry doesn't find shit.
I'm not joking. I rolled a nat 1 and got a 6 on the difficulty die.
Oh my gosh.
Millie finds a -5 somehow.
Millie and Jerry are just talking. We're just like, you guys are searching and we're just talking. And it's just like, yeah, no, it hurts, but like, I've never been in like a real fight before. So it's like a lot. And it's just like that yapping the entire time you guys are trying to search.
Yes.
I got a dirty 20.
I got a 15.
Okay.
16.
All right. I will say Valentine is the one that finds it. You guys hunt through the kitchen cabinets. You do not find the Tome of Arithmancy, but Valentine, you do find a switch, essentially, a book that looks just a little bit out of place. You pull it and it clicks, and you see back at the end of the warehouse, the desk moves and slides with the floor out of the way to reveal a staircase going down into a lower facility.
I put my gloves back on and I pull it, and as that happens, I just look over. Oh, Well, that's exciting. And I will start to head over. I'm going to pull my gunblade back out, but I'm going to start to head over and head down the stairs.
Okay. You guys recongregate at this stairwell, this new piece of information. Surely the Tome of Arithmancy should be down there. But that is an adventure for next time, I think, as we are reaching the end of our time together here.
How could you?
Thank you all so much for playing this wonderful little game with me and bringing your delightful little characters. Thank you, everybody in chat, for supporting us, and thank you to the Raiders from Neon Lights, our good friends over there. I have been JT, your game master, and next time we will explore the facility with some real combat.
What does that mean, JT? What does real combat mean?
This was real combat.
This was real.
No.
It's not imaginary
I got
combat.
stabbed. That means it's real.
I'm going to give everyone a chance to go around and introduce themselves and plug anything they would like to plug. And I'm going to start by kicking the microphone over the wall into Blair's little square on the overlay.
Can I go last so I can do HSE stuff as well?
That's fine. I'm
denying it. I'm spiking it.
I guess that means I should start then if we're gonna go.
Yeah,
we're gonna go counterclockwise. Yeah, we play volleyball. I'm JT. I'm the GM. This is my game. This is my world. These are my players, and they are my victims. I love this game. We're here every other Wednesday playing this game for the next 2 episodes. This is the 3-episode miniseries, and then we're back to the main line series where they're dealing with something a little funky over there. But in the meantime, check these guys out. They're wonderful. I'm so happy to have them in this little mini-series of this world. Again, I love this world so much. Otherwise, you could find me on the opposing Wednesday over on Lost Caravan playing as Caldwell, a scientist robot with no friends, in our Nova mini-series, which we just started season 2. Blair and Kian are upset with me for saying that. On Thursdays, next Thursday the 18th, and every other Thursday after that, you can find me over in Entropy Emporium playing as Cogs in our God Complex, A Girl by Moonlight actual play run by Will from LFTA. Every other Saturday, i.e. next Saturday the 20th, and every other Saturday after that, you can find me as Stellan Faust in our Invisible Sun actual play over on Entropy Emporium as well, run by Kian. Who I will let them talk more about it. Hi, Tater, come here. The people want to see you. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Come on,
Tater
buddy.
cam. Give us the tater cam.
Tater cam.
Oh my God.
Tater cam.
This is my
Look
cat,
at that little
Tater.
paw reach. Oh my God. I'm done.
Where was I? Invisible Sun. I am the proprietor over at Entropy Emporium. We have a bunch of cool games coming up, as well as at Call Us Villains, which is on every other Thursday. I told you about Con Complex and Invisible Sun. Happens bi-weekly there. I have a D&D game next week that is launching. We are getting the promos together for that. It's called The Weird Wilds War. It's a 5e game. It's homebrew. I love it a lot. And my players are super cool there, too. And then next Saturday, you can find me on LFTA during the day before Invisible Sun, playing Octavia Frostpin, Queen of the Winter Court, in our Regency-flavored Monster Hearts campaign. And then I will be here on HSC at some point in the next 3 weeks for a one-shot as well, with a few of our good friends. That is all that I have. I will instead drop the mic from above into Matt's periphery.
Yeah. Sick. Thank you so much, JT. I'm Matt. I've been Jerry this evening. You can find me everywhere as Improv and RPG. I'll be running a game of Flabbergasted over on Lost Caravan on Friday. I'm very excited. It's in for a spirited time. I'm so pumped. But thank y'all so much for having me. I'm sweaty, but I'm satisfied. This was such a fun game. Y'all have been incredible. I'm gonna pass the mic over to Alex.
Hi, my name is Alex. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me most places on the internet at that one dead pixel. This has been an honor and a privilege, and I look forward to being in the next couple of sessions. This is the my first multi session campaign being streamed, so baby's first stream, and I am having a great time. So yeah, looking forward to it. Looking at other projects, and hope to see everybody around. So passing it off to Harp and Harp.
Hi, I'm Harper. You can find me places on the internet at Harping Harp. I was Millie today. Normally in the other main, I guess, campaign of Beacons of Farlight, I play Maisie. And then every other Tuesday on Entropy Emporium, I am in They Call Us Villains. I play Mara in that. What else? Yeah, I'm places on the internet at Harping Harp. That includes YouTube. Normally, I don't say that, but I just applied for monetization. So if you go to my channel and say, hey, this person is really good at making videos and advertiser friendly, really emphasize the advertiser friendly part, and ignore if I cuss. That's it. I'm going to throw the mic up to Keen and then teleport to it.
Oh, shit, Harp, what are you doing here too? Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_chiffon, uptight-chiffon, depending on where you're hanging out. Tonight, I have been Valentine. Typically, I am playing Akonis in our Beacons of Farlight campaign. I will be joining JT over on Lost Caravan for Nova next Wednesday. I will be running Blooming in the Rot, our Invisible Sun campaign on Entropy Emporium next Saturday. I love that game so much already. We've only had one episode, so you can still catch up. It makes me so happy. My players are absolutely phenomenal. I am also joining Harp on They Call Us Villains on Entropy Emporium every other Tuesday. I'll be back here for Beacon Bites on the 29th. I will be joining JT on Royal Blood, or on High Shelf Collective for Royal Blood, the tarot-based TTRPG. I've got a couple other projects coming up that I can't talk about yet. But keep an eye on Entropy Emporium socials tomorrow, because something is coming up that I'm really excited about. So just check it out. But yeah, that's me. I'm going to put the mic into a stone grinder and grind it up into a bunch of tiny pieces so that whenever I ship it to Blair, Blair has to put it all back together. Actually, I'm not even going to ship it. I'm just going to from across the country and blow it over to Blair.
Thanks. I have this pile of dust that I'm just gonna and then mold it back together to be a mic. Hi, I'm Blair _ Canadian Moose. I have been Gwen, and this has been terrifying yet so fantastic. Yeah, Gwen's been your Avenger Paladin, just slicing people in half, I guess. Oh, sorry. But yeah, this has been great. Where you can find me next, what do I have next? Oh, my next thing is also next Wednesday over on Lost Caravan with JT and Kian playing Nova. I play Cass over there, Cass King, and I have a feeling things are about to get sad, complicated. I don't know. Come watch. But yeah, that's every other Wednesday. Opposite to this. Oh my God. So you can be here, you can watch this one week, and then you can go unless you have it set up. But I'm just saying it's an option. There's that. Then something else I just want to talk about because I'm so excited. If you watched our Lust and Dust campaign over on Entropy Emporium, you will remember that myself, our GM Taylor, and then our Caspia Taylor also all played on that game, and the three of us are going to be on Taylor Caspia's channel, Roll for Felicity, making sure I say that right so I don't fuck it up. Yes, Roll for Felicity. We're going to be on her Over the Table series, where basically she just reads D&D TTRPG based Reddit stories and react to them. It is going to be insane. This one in particular is going to be player versus DM, so it should be pretty interesting. That's on the 27th of July at 2 p.m. EDT, if I can say words right, letters right. But yeah, come join that. That's going to be a really good time, and I'm super excited about that. But that's kind of all I got going this month. About as for High Shelf, I'm just going to go through what I was talking about at the very beginning. Tomorrow, you can come back here and you can check out. It's technically today for me, but you can check out the Last Caravan, not to be confused with the Lost Caravan. The Last Caravan is all about cars and aliens, y'all. And they're moving. I think they were in Louisiana, and stuff is happening, and it's crazy. And you should definitely watch it. It's really cool, and I think they're coming to the end of their like first part of that. But yeah, it's a lot of chaotic goodness that you should definitely check out. Then like I said, hovering around next week or the week after, we have 2 one-shots, Butter Princess and Omega. That is a Mass Effect hack of Cyberpunk Red. They are being pre-recorded and then will be live when we can post them. Scheduling, super fun. But yeah, so keep an eye on our social media to find out when exactly those are going to drop. And then also happening on the 19th, Sigil and Shadow, our new series is going to drop. That's run by Bobby from 2000 Tales. That's going to be really exciting and fun. The cast for that is really awesome, so I'm super excited. And then, yeah, like mentioned here on the 29th is Royal Blood, another one shot that's happening. We have a shit ton more one shots coming in August too, so definitely come back. I'm going to put in the chat. Look at our social media. Usually it's me doing this while somebody else is talking. So socials. Ooh, look at all those links there that you should definitely go to. And also join us on Discord if you want to hang out. We talk about video games things. Sometimes people post pictures of like really horrible food. So if you don't like that, just mute that channel. But yeah, it's a fun, good old time. Does anyone else have anything to say? Y'all are amazing. This is so much fun. I cannot wait to come back. Also, we should just, I'm just saying, we should just make this like a second like full series of beacons. I'm just saying.
Fight the main party at
Yeah.
the end.
Oh
You
my!
have to fight them.
Wait, you all have to play 2
Oh
players.
my god, yes.
You have to
Yes.
fight yourself.
I'll play
I
both
think
sides.
that
I
might
don't
be a
care. I love
little
it
bit
enough.
beyond
Beacons
my
Battle Royale. Are you kidding me?
capacity
It would
as a
be so
GM.
fun.
Let's go. But yeah, I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. I can't wait. Is it next week yet? Because I want to play this again. Because it was super fun. But yeah, if we don't have anything else, anybody, anything else? Anything else? No? Well, I'm also doing raid. Oh my god. So we're going to raid GM Hina, who is a fabulous human, has run uh both Apocalypse Keys and Thirsty Sword Lesbians for us over here, and they're just amazing and super awesome. So please go show them a bunch of love. I don't know. God, I'm horrible. I'm a horrible little announcer. Um, I don't know. I don't know what they're playing. It says tabletop RPGs. So let's all go find out together. If I can type in
Whatever
things
it
in
is,
the
it's
chat.
called New Visions University Door 1, Episode 6.
Oh, I think that's their ongoing D&D maybe campaign. It sounds familiar, but we should
Who
all go find
knows?
out what it is and love it. Um, but yeah, everybody, thank you so much. It's setting up. I will press the button in just a bit. You guys have a wonderful week. Eat food, stay hydrated, take your meds, get sleep. What does David say? Have fun, play games. Have what is it called? What is it? I don't know. What is it? Tell me. Have fun and play well. Sorry. And then Taylor says, "Don't be a dick." And then I say something else. Bye bye now. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.